Yeah, we sell our.
Take this with you too.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Story about it.
There we go. Give me a little shot of that.
That was local. You can
Ooh.
take it.
Yeah. Some good B-roll there.
Nice. Chico magazine.
Yeah, my wife always lets me know where Decades is playing. 'Cause she loves them too. So.
All right, so tell us about your documentary for Decades.
Okay, so it's called Decades 2013 Road to 125 Shows, and the movie takes place from the very beginning of 2013 till the end of 2013, from New Year's to New Year's. And the purpose of the film is just to, or synopsis, I should say, is whether or not we attempt to reach our goal of playing 125 shows in 1 year. That was the goal that we set out at the beginning of the year. And the film just kind of takes you through that process of playing that amount of shows and kind of seeing what it's like being on the road for that long, for that amount of time. I made it initially just for our fan base. I felt like with the target market in mind was that the people who are watching the DVD are going to be people who, got it from a show or whatnot, so therefore they're already familiar with what we do. It's not like the history of the band. This is if you're a little familiar with the band, here's like an extra bonus. But what we are doing with it is we're going to be sending out to film festivals and stuff across the nation, because I think it's kind of an interesting idea of trying to reach a market that we physically can't get to yet. So if there's, I don't know, if there's 5 people in South Carolina who are watching it and they dig it, then cool, it works. Even if it's 5 people, I don't care. But the film itself, it's it's just, I wanted to make a fun film. It's not very serious. It's just about kind of the work ethic of the band, but also how fun it is to be in a band and what it is that we do. I guess it's kind of hard to describe a little bit, but it's just it's 1 year of a band.
Access TV picked it up and is showing it in Humboldt County, and we're going to spread it around too, and hopefully we'll have it in Chico soon, because there is Access TV in Chico too.
We're keeping our fingers crossed for PBS.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So what you mentioned, the 58-minute thing,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of a good advice for documentarians.
Mm-hmm.
What other save us some work?
All right. Well, I had footage of an entire year. I must have had 3 weeks worth of footage front to back.
Yeah.
And the hardest part of the film was watching everything and then taking what I felt like were golden nuggets from the haystack and putting it in order from that's beginning, middle to end, while it's also taking over just 1 year. As far as on the editing side, I don't know. I was in my room like 6 hours a day working on this
It
thing
took
for
him-
like 3 to 4 months. The more we filmed and the more that the more I would review the footage, the more inside my head it kind of like I started knowing where I wanted to put the pieces together. And I definitely think because with all this interview footage you have, you're gonna have to start thinking what order and how to complete people's conversations. The second you have any idea, write it down. Don't and really just start sticking to that. If you edit that, what you see, and then if that doesn't work, then you could always change it. But like, very typically, your initial vision is what is gonna work best. Don't stray from it too much.
It shows the whole recording session too, up there with Sylvia Massey,
Oh, yeah.
which is really cool. Really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, lastly, what would you, you got a listening audience,
Mm-hmm.
they're mostly local musicians,
Yeah.
they're wanting to get inspired. what kind of advice, what kind of final closing kind of statements would you want to give maybe any musician? You know, we've already touched on that quite a bit, but anything that comes to mind.
I would say what I learned from him is just whatever you do it quality. Do it quality. Your video that you send out to people, to venues, to bars, it has to be quality. I know that I get stuff daily, and I'll look at it. I don't look at the whole thing. That's why we did it quick. You know, I said, look, if I don't like what's at the beginning, I don't even go on with it. I don't need it. I know what I need, and if it's not quality to start with, then I think the bands are going to be that way. They're just going to be okay. If they send me a handheld video from the audience, as their promo, I don't know. That's not what I'm looking for, and I learned that from him. So that'd be one thing, is whatever they put out there, make sure it's representing the band well.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think Chico is like the best music scene in California to get involved with if you're new to music, because there's always a scene for you, and the people here in Chico are always going to give you a chance, and that's what's so cool about the Chico music scene, that whether you have a new band, if you're heard of or unheard of, people are going to listen to you, and you're going to have a chance of being heard. And I just think on the musician side, it's obviously if you're a musician, you're a music lover, and you want to have all these different projects, you wish you could be in 15 bands. But from my personal experience, what I've seen work is just focus on one band and go for it, and don't spread yourself out too thin. Have an idea, get the right members together, and just focus on that band. That's what I've seen work for myself. If your goal is to try to, make a living playing music, being more of a professional, just stick with your guns, and create the best thing you could possibly create with the other members of your band.
Like we have 3 original members, bass, drums, guitar, and the keyboard and the vocalist we switched out, and with the keyboard we switched out half dozen, and it took us this long to get to this point, but now we have 5 dedicated to music, dedicated to each other, can take the critical part. If there's something's not right, you can tell them and they'll want to hear it. They would rather hear something negative that they're doing or how to improve than saying, oh, you guys are great. They all work together. Billy's the band leader. They all focus on whatever he says. It's a marriage. It's a marriage between all 6 of us. And it's something beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely think if you're going into music, there's kind of this odd stigma that whenever you're told criticism of your craft, that you get offended. A lot of musicians get offended when you're told that this part sucks, you're not playing this well. It's just that criticisms are only going to make you better, and be open to criticism. Take the compliments. Hey, cool, but really, like, if you want to have a chance, you have to get better every single day, and you do that by listening to what others think can make you be better at, with your instrument. Just practice every day, accept criticisms, and have fun, Seriously.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
have fun.
really.
Have fun.
Yeah.
This band has fun on stage. If you walk into a Decade show and you see them on stage, they switch instruments, they're dancing on stage, and the audience is always going wild. If you walk into that place, didn't know who was playing, you immediately would like the band, just because everybody is smiling, dancing, sweating, just having a ball every show we ever do.
It helps to have a manager, I will say. Because you don't want to talk about yourself.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
People say that to me all the time. Oh, your Decades, they got you, Don. you know, they make my job easy. I could not do what I do. When I send them to a venue on Monday morning, I got a call back. Hey, I want them back immediately. It never fails, ever. So they make my job easy. Yes, they are lucky to have me because of my background and my knowledge, and people trust me for my, you know, because I've been in it so long. But man, I couldn't do it without this band. This band is dedicated.
Yeah, you definitely have to be dedicated. And as I said, like, just, in my opinion, put all your eggs in one basket and go for it.
All right.
Is that good?
Yeah, let's get just one of Billy just saying, you know, I'm Billy DeBono and I play in Chico.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or yeah, like drummer of decades, and I play
Yeah, whatever, you know, promo, whatever you want.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, any way you want to introduce
drummer.
yourself.
To the camera?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Billy DeBono, drummer of decades, and I play in Chico.
And then, how about something like, I bring great music to Chico? You know, like some kind of play off it?
I'm Don DeBono. I book and promote shows, and I love to bring great music to this town for the joy of Chico. Is that bad?
No.
It's all right.
You want to do one
You
more
can do
time?
it.
I don't know if
Do
I
one
like
more
it
time.
that way.
Do one more time.
My name's Don DeBono. I book entertainment in Chico, and I love my job because I can bring great entertainment to entertain Chico. I like that better.
Yeah, there you go.
That's great.
You want to? I'd like to tell you a few stories about these pictures.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do
A
that.
couple of them.
Can we maybe,
I could point it out to like.
yeah, just follow them along?
Yeah.
Cool.
No problem.
All right. We'll start with this one. This is a show I did at the fairgrounds. Waylon Jennings did 2 shows, had 7,000 people there, and it was his birthday. And his wife, Jessie Coulter, showed up and surprised him, walked on stage. He had no idea she was flying in, and it was incredible. Probably the most soulful show I've ever produced, ever, is Smokey Robinson at Feather Falls Casino. The show just oozed soul. It was unreal, just an unreal show. Let's talk about Dylan. Pull that back, Billy. Bob Dylan produced Bob Dylan in Red Bluff. In the rodeo center, his manager, they have all these signs all around the building, 4x8 signs for C&J feed and truck and tractors. He made me cover every sign with plastic before he would take the stage the day of the show. Sold out show, fantastic show. I already talked about that. Let's go here. I got a good one with Robert Gray. This is a Robert Cray band from my bar at Cabo's. Down here below it is a contract for Robert. May 7th and 8th, $450 for two nights, and $10 still owed from the last time he played. I love it. One of my best shows ever at Cabo's, Etta James. This is in a 1-month period. Etta James, Tower of Power, Rain, a tribute to the Beatles, Craig Kinn, Papa John Kreese, Amazing Rhythm Aces. Here's another one, Tower of Power, Lydia Pence, Cole Blunt, Sons of Chaplin, Robert. Over here I got the Chambers Brothers with Robert Cray opening. I mean, that was at my bar. That was something else. And up here, actually, the Hats is Sylvia Massey's band that did the recording for Decades that we talked about. And she drew that photo. I'm driving the bus, and she's in the back, and her band is in between, and it's all Chico people.
Nice.
You want to see this over here?
I see this little area. Trying to get without the
Cannot
glare.
get the glare off.
Oh.
Because I gotta be down on it like that.
This here is the listening center from the old Tower Records that unfortunately closed. We sure miss Tower Records, that's for sure. One of my favorite performers ever, right here, Norton Buffalo. Steve Miller Band's harmonica player, unfortunately passed away of cancer, but one of the greatest musicians, greatest person you would ever want to meet. You want to hone in on any of these pictures? Like
Sure.
with me?
Yeah.
Here's just some photographs with B.B. King. We got Frankie Avalon, Fabian and Bobby Rydell, Bellucci, Leanne Rimes, Wayne Newton, and of course my favorite band of all, Decades, right there, Decades, one night only.
For decades. That's great.
Yeah, for decades.
I enjoyed this band so much that my
this is
wife
decades
swears
as
that I
well,
love
right?
this girl right here. I'm
How about
like,
this?
I like I'm into the band. She's like, why are you so into it, huh? You love this girl. I'm like, are you kidding? I love
You're
this
like,
band.
you're the one that tells me when they're playing, right?
Shit, we both loved
They're
it.
special,
I mean,
I'm telling you.
yeah,
That's great.
really fun, really
They're,
fun to watch.
They're special.
Yeah, that was a great session, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you guys
Just
a little
don't take
push.
anything out of context.
No,
Like,
of course.
where it sounds like we're putting down local bands.
we
Not
want
at all.
everybody to be
Not at all.
positive.
I'm, you know, I am personally critical of local bands.
Me too.
You know,
And me too. And this process, I actually had
It's
somebody
to
thank
inspire the local
Yeah, because we-
scene.
I'm
Is
trying
all
to
it
s-
is.
What I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
as I said, there's so much talent here.
We'll
I
get that
want them
video
to
for you.
succeed.
Okay.
What they're doing right now is not working.
I absolutely agree. And that's what this project and other things I'm doing. You know, I think I told Don that in April, the Tackle Box, we're doing
Yeah.
30 days of nonstop music.
Whoa.
The current Guinness World Record is 15 days,
Wow.
and I want to smash it.
Jeez.
And the previous record holders are like little coffee houses and little pubs. It's not something like a casino can pull off. You know, it's
Right.
like needs to be a small venue with a dedicated crew.
Yeah.
I got the list of rules from Guinness,
Yeah.
and I've just like the furthest it's gone at this point is we're doing it Tackle Box that council members know.
Yeah.
And in April, Jason Cassidy's going to book half the camis
Yeah.
at the Tackle Box to help us in our goal.
Yeah.
But I got a phone call from my guy at Tackle Box said that A&E is interested,
Oh, nice, dude.
and so that's like just like it perked their ears.
Yeah.
And I guess they've been trying to get a reality show going anyway with A&E.
Uh-huh.
And so when they mentioned, oh, we're doing this, they're throwing everything they got at them.
Right.
They're like, well, that sounds interesting.